Welcome to the live webinar or guest lecture on finite element methods. I have I take this opportunity to welcome today's guest speaker, Dr. T. Rajasantosh, Associate Professor, MSH Academy of Research. It is an honor and privilege for us, sir, to have you with us today. I also welcome HOD sir, Mechanical, Dr. Vijay Kumar sir, all faculty members, and my dear students. Today we have gathered here for the guest lecture of third years on finite element methods. I am sure we will be enriched by the guest lecture. Once again, I welcome you, all of you, for the session. Thank you, sir. Let us start the program. Welcome you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Good, e-
Thank
good
you.
evening, sir. Good evening, ma'am. Good evening to
Good
one
evening,
and
sir.
all. Good evening to one and all. Today, it is my first session. In this first session of the finite element methods, I am going to introduce the finite element methods of the one-dimensional problems, all these things. After that one, I will explain how to solve the problem. Okay, these two things today we will go step by step. Okay, so let us start one-dimensional problem. Let us start the one-dimensional problem. See, now I am going to consider an element. See, this is the element. Okay, this is the element. See, what is my heading? My heading is one-dimensional. But what I'm drawn here, it is the x-axis and this one is the y-axis. Okay, by mean that I'm representing here two axes. Okay, one is x-axis and another one is the y-axis. So my first assumption is that, okay, my first assumption is that I have to consider the forces in only one direction. Okay, my first assumption is that, again I'm repeating the same thing, underline this one. Okay, my assumption is that I'm considering the forces along in one direction only. So now I'm going to represent my problem now. Okay, I'm going to representing my problem now. So what is my problem? See, I'm considering the two-dimensional problem. Right now, see here, what are the forces are acting here? First force, the tractional force. Okay, first force is tractional force. What is the tractional force? Tractional force is nothing but the force acting per unit area. Okay, force acting on the unit area. It is nothing but, see here, the all the forces, this force and this force, all the forces are acting on the surface, right? So what is the tractional force? Tractional force is nothing but the force acting on the surface. Surface is nothing but the area. So tractional force we call as force acting per unit area. Next one, body force. Okay, next force is body force. What is the body force? Body force is nothing but the total weight. Okay, body force is nothing but the total weight. Force acting per unit volume. Okay, force acting per unit volume. So here one force is acting into the downward direction, another force is acting in this direction. So many forces are acting in these directions. So many forces are acting in this direction. This is called as the body force. And another one force is the point load. Another load is, that is the point load. By mean that, what is that? The force acting per unit point. Okay, the force acting at a point, that is called as the point load. Now I'm going to define my problem. Now when you are going to considering a body, at that time there is the three types of the forces are acting on the body. Now I want to find out what is the deflection, what are the stresses, what are the strains. Okay, these three things I have to find. Okay, in basically in any unit, in the second unit to one-dimensional problem to up to the heat transfer problems. Okay, you have to solve only these three things. One is deflection, and another one is the stress, and another one is the strain. After another unit, okay, you have to find out, that is the vibration. You have to find out what are the vibrations acting in the body. You have to find about that points. Okay, when these three forces are acting on the body. Okay, let us start my problem. Okay, step one. Now I will start with the step. Okay, what is the step one? The step one is nothing but the finite element modeling. Okay, the step one is nothing but the finite element modeling. Now I'm going to draw the diagram here. See, here I'm going to representing finite element modeling. So what I'm doing the finite element modeling by mean that underline the point here also. Okay, in here I'm going to cut the element into the equivalent number of shapes. Underline the point. Okay, now I'm going to cut this element into the equivalent number of shapes. Now I'm going to cut this element into the number of pieces. Okay, now see, now I'm going to representing this one. Now I'm adding the one more piece. See, it is the A1, area A1, area A2, area A3. This is the area A4. This is the area A5. So I have to clear that A1 plus A2 plus A3 plus A4 plus A5 should be equal to the A total unit of the area. That now I'm going to representing the final diagram here. See. Okay, now I'm going to representing this one is. Now the forces are acting. Now what is our assumption? Here forces are acting into the downward direction, right? The forces are acting into the downward direction. That is the assumption you have to remember. Now it is the element number 1 and it is the element number 2 and it is the element number 3 and it is the element number 4. And now I'm going to indicating the nodal numbers. It is the node 1. It is the node 2. Node is nothing but the end of that element is called as the node. So it is the element 1. So this is the first end, this is the second end. So it is the second element, it is the first end and it is the second end. 2 is the first end and 3 is the second end. Right? It is the 4 and it is the 5. Now I am going to representing. Now I am going to representing this one into the. Now the forces are acting into the downward direction, right? So when the forces are acting into the downward direction, that time the deflections will also acting into the downward direction. Q1, here Q2 at node 3, Q3 at node 4, Q4 at node 5. This is Q5. Now I am transferring this one. Now all the forces, all the deflections are acting into the y direction, one direction. So I'm representing here C. Now it is an element. Now it is the element 1 and it is the element 2, element 3, element 4 and this is the element number 5. Now deflections Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4, Q5 and Q6. Give the nodal numbers. Okay, give the nodal numbers. Okay, this is the node 1, node 2, node 3, node 4, node 5 and node 6. Now I am going to give the element numbers and nodal numbers. Element number and nodal numbers. Each and every element having the how many nodes? 2 nodes. Node 1 and node 2. Now element number 1. So coming to the element number 1. It is the first element. Okay, what is the first node? 1. It is the node 1. And what is the second node? 2. Now coming to the element number 2. For the element number 2, what is the, this is the element number 2. What is the first node? First end is 2 and second end is 3. Now coming to the 3. 3, 4. Now coming to the 4, 4, 5 and 5, 5, 6. Now this is called as the numbering scheme. This is called as the numbering scheme. Now this is the step 1. Okay, this is the step 1. Now coming to the step 2. Okay, now I'm going to representing the step 2. What is the step 2? Step 2, you have to indicate coordinates. And another one is the shape function. Coordinates and the shape function. Okay, so what is the coordinates? What is the shape function? See, just మీకు అర్థం కావడం కోసం ఒక చిన్న ఎగ్జాంపుల్ మీకు నేను చెప్తున్నానండి కోఆర్డినేట్స్ అనడానికి. సపోజ్ మీరు ఒక ఫోటో తీశారు అనుకోండి, ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఇఫ్ యు ఆర్ టేకింగ్ ద ఫోటో. ఓకే, ఫోటో తీసేటప్పుడు తనకంటూ ఒక యాక్చువల్ ఒక సైజ్ ఉంటుంది, ఒక హైట్ ఉంటుంది, ఒక 6 feet ఏనో 5.9 ఏనో సంథింగ్ ఒక హైట్ ఉంటుంది. అలాగే హీ హ్యావ్ సమ్ హిస్ ఓన్ విడ్త్. ఓకే, బట్ అదే మనం ల్యాప్టాప్ లో కానీ మీ సెల్ లోకి తీసుకొచ్చేసరికి ఏమవుతుందండి, ఆయనకంటూ ఒక సర్టెన్ మీ ల్యాప్టాప్ మీ సెల్ తాలూకు సైజ్ ఒక 5 inches అనుకోండి, 5 inches అవుతుంది. ఓకే, దాన్ని ఇప్పుడు మీరు ఏం చేయొచ్చు, జూమ్ ఇన్ చేయొచ్చు, జూమ్ అవుట్ చేయొచ్చు. బట్ చూడండి, ఫస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ఆల్ మీరు ఎక్స్ అంటే మనిషి హైట్ చూస్తున్నారు, రైట్? మనిషి హైట్ చూస్తున్నారు యాజ్ వెల్ యాజ్ విడ్త్ చూస్తున్నారు. అంటే మీరు ఏం చూస్తున్నారు, ఎక్స్ యాక్సెస్ గురించి రిప్రజెంట్ చేస్తున్నారు, వై యాక్సెస్ గురించి రిప్రజెంట్ చేస్తున్నారు, రైట్? బట్ కమింగ్ టు ద సిస్టమ్, వెన్ యు ఆర్ రిప్రజెంటింగ్ ద సిస్టమ్, యు హ్యావ్ see this x axis is 5.9 inches, some y axis is some 2 inches, example I am giving you. Okay, but when you are coming to the laptop, okay, అదే మీరు ల్యాప్టాప్ దగ్గరికి వచ్చారు అనుకోండి, ఆర్ సెల్ దగ్గరికి వచ్చారు అనుకోండి, ఏమవుతుంది దాని తాలూకు సైజు? ఓకే, x axis should be in some 5 inches, okay, and y axis may be 2.1 something. Okay, 2.1, it is in not in feet, it is in inches. It is in inches. By mean that what happening there, that will be reduced. But laptop or cell, we don't know what is the 5 inches, what is the 2 inches. These should be know about only two things. X axis will be representing the by j, and y axis will be representing by the psi. Okay, this is called as j and this is called as psi. Okay, these two values should be either 1 or 0. Why? Because every system will know about the either 1 or 0. By mean that what I am going to representing here in the coordinate system, I am going to converting user coordinate to the, see, I am going to converting into the user coordinate to the binary coordinate system. Okay, simply in the coordinate system, what I am going to do, I am going to converting into the user coordinate to the binary coding system. That thing I am going to do. Okay, so now I am going to considering one element. See, I am going to considering a element. It is the element, it is the node 1 and it is the node 2. Okay, it is the node 1 and it is the node 2. Now it is the reference point. Okay, now I am going to considering one element. I don't know what is the element number. See, now it is the node 1. Now distance from the reference to here, x1. Now it is the second point. That distance from the reference to the second node is x2. Now I am going to considering one point. That distance is here some x. Okay, similarly now I am going to considering the same element here also. I am going to considering same element. It is the node 1 and it is the node 2. So it is the x-axis. So here x-axis is representing by j. X-axis is representing by j. And it is only the x-axis. Here also it is the j. So x-axis, it suppose it is the point j. It is the point j. Now this is minus direction. So when it is the origin point, this direction is the minus direction and this direction is the positive direction. So it is the j is equal to -1. Here j is equal to +1. Now what I am doing here, x minus x1 divided by x2 minus x1. See, x minus x1 is equal to x2 minus x1 is equal to same I am taking here, j minus j1 divided by, see, it is the node 1, so it is j1. It is the node 2, it is the j2. So that's why j minus j1 is equal to j2 minus j1. Now x minus x1 divided by x2 minus x1 is equal to j minus, what is the j1 value? J1 value is -1. divided by, what is the J2 value? 1 minus of, what is the J1 value? Minus 1. Now x minus x1 divided by x2 minus x1 is equal to J minus into minus plus 1. Okay, 1 plus 1. So J plus 1 is equal to x minus x by x2 minus x1 into 2, right? So J is equal to 2 into x minus x1 by x2 minus x1 minus 1. This is the J value. So I am going to converting into the C. 1 J is equal to, I am going to converting here. What I am going to converting here? I am going to converting the, what is this one? It is the binary coordinate system. This is the 1 or 0. What is this one? It is the user coordinate system. By mean that what I am doing here, I am going to converting into the user coordinate system to the binary coordinate system. By mean that simply I am going to converting our language to the system language. That's it. Okay. Now coming to the shape function. Now I am going to representing the shape function. What is the shape function? Okay. First of all, we know that shape, by mean that it have some shape, right? Shape function. Now I want to need the shape function. Before I am going to define the what is the shape function, we have to know one triangle. Okay. I think maybe you know about this one. XY, x square, xy, y square, x cube, x square y, xy square, and y cube. I think maybe, do you know this triangle? What is this called? Do you know anyone?
Pascal's triangle.
Sorry?
Pascal.
Yes, it is the Pascal triangle, right? Now, I'm going to find out shape. Okay, first of all, I'm going to consider in which type of element I'm going to consider. I'm going to consider in the one-dimensional element, right? It is the one-dimensional element. It is the node 1 and it is the node 2. How many nodes are there? 2 nodes are there. It is only one dimension. So, how can we write? One-dimensional is equal to, how can we write? There is only 2 parameters, 1 and x. So plus 1 into a and b into x. Suppose if it is the 2-dimensional, then how can we consider it? So 1xy, 1 plus x plus y. So 1 into a, b into x, and c into y. Okay. Suppose 2-dimensional, 4 nodes are there. Suppose here only 3 nodes are there. Then it is the node 1, it is the node 2, it is the node 3. Suppose here if there is the 4 nodes are there, it is the node 1, it is the node 2, it is the node 3, and it is the node 4. Then what you have to consider? 1, right? So 1 plus x square plus y square plus xy. Okay, 1a and bx square, cy square plus dxy. So you can consider it like anything. Okay, so this is called as the Pascal triangle. By using the Pascal triangle, I am going to find the shape function, right? So now here I am using only one-dimensional. So which equation I can use? This is the equation. So I am going to considering this is the element Q1, see, this is the element, it is the Q1 and it is the Q2, it is the node 1 and it is the node 2, right? So total deflection, the total deflection Q is equal to A plus dx. Okay, the total deflection is equal to A plus dx. It is in terms of the general coordinate system. Suppose if you are considering into the computer coordinate system or this coordinate system, it is the J. Okay, now what is the J value at 1, xi is equal to minus 1. What is the node xi at 2? It is the plus 1. So at node 1, I am going to considering at node 1. What is the u value? Deflection is q1. What is the xi value? Minus 1. So I am going to uploading in this equation. So q1 is equal to a plus b into minus 1. So at node 2, I am going to considering at node 2. At node 2, u is equal to q2 and xi is equal to 1. So q2 is equal to, I am updating the equation, same equation here. q2 is equal to a plus b into 1. So q2 is equal to a plus b. Now this is the, I am assuming that this is the equation number 1 and this is the equation number 2 and this is the equation number 3. Now 2 plus 3. By mean that what I am doing, q1 is equal to a minus b, q2 is equal to a plus b, right? So q1 plus q2 is equal to 2a. So a is equal to q1 plus q2 by 2. Now I am going to do 2 minus 3. What is the 2 minus 3? q1 is equal to a minus b, q2 is equal to a plus b. Now minus. So a will be cancelled. q1 minus q2 is equal to minus 2b. So b is equal to q2 minus q1 by 2. Right. Now I am going to representing the AB equation in the equation number 1. From the equation number 1, u is equal to a plus b xi. So u is equal to, what is the a value? q1 plus q2 by 2 xi into, what is the b value? q2 minus q1 by 2. Now I am going to representing, q1 is the common, so it is the q1 1. Next here q1 into xi, so by mean that minus xi by 2 plus q2, I am going to considering the q2. So here plus 1 plus q2 into xi plus xi by 2. So u is equal to q1 and this is called as the shape function n1 and q2 into n2. So what is the shape function here? The shape function is nothing but the coefficient of the deflection. Okay, shape function is nothing but the coefficient of the deflection. So what is the deflection here? q1 is the deflection and q2 is the deflection. What is the coefficient here? n1 and n2. So n1 and n2 is called as the shape function. 1 minus xi by 2, n2 is the 1 plus xi by 2. It is the shape function, right? I think maybe all of you understood. I think maybe I am not going very speed. Is it the speed is okay for you? The speed is okay for you? Can I reduce or can I increase? Sorry?
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir.
It is okay for you. The speed is okay.
Sir.
Okay. Then
Yes, sir. They are
yeah. Now I'm continuing.
calling you, sir. They are calling you. Can proceed, sir.
Okay. Now I'm found the what is the shape functions. Now I'm going to find out strain, displacement relation. Now I'm going to find out the strain displacement relation. What is the strain displacement relation? So strain is equal to, we know that du by dx. This is, we know the strain. Now what I'm doing here, dxi by dz. I'm going to multiply with these two things. So du by dxi into dxi by dx. Now first of all, this is the term 1 and this is the term 2. Okay, this is the term 1 and this is the term 2. Now we know that u is equal to N1 Q1 plus N2 Q2. So what is the N1? 1 minus xi by 2 into Q1. What is the N2? 1 plus xi by 2 into Q2. So du by dz. d by dz of 1 minus xi by 2 into Q1 plus 1 plus xi by 2 into Q2. Right? So if you are simplifying this one, okay, directly I am writing this one. If you are simplifying this equation, what we are getting, okay, minus Q1 by 2 plus Q2 by 2. Okay, this is the equation you are getting. Now the term 2. Now I am going to considering the term 2. What is the term 2? dz by dx. Okay, so we have to find out dz by dx. So what is the xi? Xi value we have x minus x1 by x2 minus x1 minus 1. This is the value we are already have. But what we are want to do dz by dx. d by dx. Right. So what we are getting here? 2 by x2 minus x1. 2 by x2 minus x1. What is the x2 minus x1? So it is the x2 and it is the x1. So x2 minus x1 is nothing but the length of that element, right? So it is nothing but the 2 by LE. By using these two terms, strain is equal to du by dz. What is the du by dz? Minus q1 plus q2 divided by 2 into 2 by LE. So 2 and 2 will be cancelled. Okay, now I'm going to converting this one into the matrix form. Okay, now I'm going to converting this one into the matrix form.